Good evening and thanks for watching News Channel 9 at 11. I'm Kim Chapman. We continue our team coverage tonight of last week's shooting that killed 5 servicemen and the gunman killed in a police shootout. We have new details on the investigation. Let's get right to it with Josh Rowe, who is live on Lee Highway. Good evening, Josh.
Kim, we want to show you some of the things in this memorial on Lee Highway. A necklace here that just says, God bless America. You walk down, you see 5 Yingling beers that have been left here. You look down, bless our heroes, and you see all the faces of the fallen service members right here. Carson Holmquist, Thomas Sullivan, David Wyatt, Skip Wells, Randall Smith, all 5 of the men that passed away here. We walk on down, it really is a sea of American flags all through here. This is really the back side of the memorial. People are walking through that way, America, home of the brave. You go down here, you see Semper Fidelis. It means always faithful. And down a little bit further, you can see some desert combat boots that someone has left right there. We are learning more about this investigation as well. Let's go live now to Brittany Nicholson with the latest on that. Brittany.
Yeah, Josh, right now, agents are going in and out of this apartment back here. We've seen at least 10 FBI cars around this apartment for the last 4 hours. Now, eyewitnesses tell me they saw agents go inside and bring about 5 people out. That was about 4 hours ago. They say the family seemed to cooperate with agents, and then they took equipment inside. Now, witnesses say they think the agents have been watching this home. They have seen cars that they say don't belong in this neighborhood for the past 2 days. Now, FBI says they're following a lead and questioning everyone who knew or was associated with Mohammed Abdulaziz, the accused gunman in last week's shooting. But before agents arrived tonight, or before they went in, actually, they had to draw their weapons because they saw a 15-year-old with a fake gun. Now, I spoke with the father of that boy who says his son was just cooperating with agents, and once he did cooperate, once he realized what was happening.
He was out back behind the buildings in a big field that we have back there with another child, and they were running around playing airsoft guns like they do every single day. Well, when the FBI unloaded to go and raid the apartment that they raided, they happened to see him.
Now, the FBI says, the father, says he doesn't blame the FBI, that everyone's just kind of on edge right now and that his son was just scared at the moment, but he did cooperate. He said they're all just shocked to see agents right here, basically in their own front and backyard. Now, neighbors say that family inside that apartment, they really keep to themselves and they're not really sure who that is. Agents won't tell us who the family is inside that apartment either, but we are working to figure that out. Reporting live in North Chattanooga, Brittany Nicholson, News Channel 9.
Brittany, thank you. And the investigation into this shooting rampage continues. Today, the FBI found a journal. It was discovered that Mohammed Abdulaziz kept. So far, the FBI has not found any connection to overseas terrorist groups. But Abdulaziz's journal paints a picture of a troubled man. Dating back to 2013, he wrote about having suicidal thoughts and, quote, becoming a martyr after losing his job due to drug use. A friend of Mohammed Abdulaziz is offering insight. James Petty spoke to CNN's Drew Griffin.
From my understanding, he loved America. He was more American than me. He always wanted to come outside and do something outdoorsy.
And along with that love of America, and you might say the South,
yes,
he
sir.
owned guns.
Yes, sir.
And he taught you?
He did.
With what kind of gun?
The AR-15 assault rifle, if it is.
And also today in Washington, legislation was introduced to allow military members who work in recruiting stations like this, also on base pretty much anywhere, allow them to carry firearms while on the job. Congressman Scott Desjardins says Thursday's shooting rampage is a clear sign that security needs to be enhanced at military installations across the country. He also says American servicemen and women should not be left defenseless during an attack.
To correct this, we've had about 21 acts of domestic violence against military establishments and recruiting offices like this in the past 20 years. We had Fort Hood, which everyone knows about. We had the Navy Yard. Now we have Chattanooga. And if it takes something like this to get it changed, then let's use it.
State lawmakers also taking action. Governor Bill Haslam's calling for a review of security at Tennessee National Guard facilities. As Commander-in-Chief of the Tennessee National Guard, Haslam has the authority to arm National Guardsmen, but reserve centers like the one on Amnicola Highway, they're subject to both state and federal regulation. State House Majority Leader Joe McCormick says there are things that the state can do even if nothing changes on the federal level.
We could station state troopers or local police officers there to provide security for them, and I think we ought to look at doing that.
Governor Haslam says he's working with the Tennessee congressional delegation to get something done on the federal level. We talked to Congressman Chuck Fleischman today as well. He's co-sponsored the bill that Congressman Descharlet is working on as well. And now Congressman Fleischman will speak on the House floor tomorrow about the 5 service members who lost their life. We also talked to Congressman Fleischman about the latest on this investigation.
I talked yesterday to Chairman McCall. Chairman McCall is the chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee. He specifically told me he is doing everything, and he promised me this week a classified briefing with him so that I can get to the bottom of this and find out what they know. I want to know everything.
And we all want to know a whole lot more about this investigation, and we will bring you the latest on that just as soon as we get it. We're also working to learn more about the funeral services for these 5 men. So far, only one service has been confirmed and announced. Today, we learned that Staff Sergeant David Wyatt's body will be brought back to Chattanooga. According to the obituary provided by the Chattanooga Funeral Home North Chapel, it is because of a Staff Sergeant Wyatt's love for the scenic city and the outpouring of support from the community. Wyatt will be laid to rest in the Chattanooga National Cemetery with full military honors. Chattanooga's pay their respects. The 5 slain servicemen say this may help the community heal.
Our sign is that we won't forget, and so I think it's awesome that there will actually be a gravesite here that we can visit for the people who aren't going to forget and want to go and put flowers out.
Now, we're still waiting for funeral information on the other service members. Gunnery Sergeant Thomas J. Sullivan of Hampton, Massachusetts. He was deployed to Iraq 2 times, was awarded 2 Purple Hearts, along with many other awards and decorations. Sergeant Carson Holmquist grew up in Wisconsin. He was deployed to Afghanistan twice, was awarded the Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal, as well as many other awards. Petty Officer 2nd Class Randall Smith was from Paulding County, Ohio. Smith was in the U.S. Navy, leaves behind a wife and 3 daughters. Also, Lance Corporal Skip Wells from Cobb County, Georgia. He was awarded the National Defense Service Medal, had just enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps in February of 2014. There's a memorial service planned for Skip Wells tomorrow at his high school in Marietta, Georgia. Today, we talked to a reporter who spoke to his father in Thornville, Ohio, who is obviously distraught over everything that's happened here, how it happened here in Chattanooga last week. Coming out live here, we told you about throughout the last few days about the Purple Heart that a veteran left here. It was sitting on the backside of this yellow post. They've taken that inside for safekeeping. I just want to keep that in a safe place, and they're planning on taking all of the things in this memorial and splitting it up and giving it to the families of the 5 fallen service members. Right now, let's go back to the studio to Kim. Kim.
All right, Josh, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Well, the Chattanooga police officer injured in Thursday's shootings has been released from Erlanger Hospital and apparently transferred to a different facility for treatment. Officer Dennis Pedigo was shot in the ankle. According to Chattanooga police, Pedigo will be off the job for several weeks as he recovers. And UTC's Greek Life has started a website to raise money for the 5 men who died Thursday. We caught up with some members who were at the memorial today, and they tell us they have gotten a little more than $3,500 in donations from people all across the country.
Incredible. I'm almost at a loss for words. You look out here and it just really makes you feel proud to be a Chattanoogan and to be a part of this community where we have, so many people that are, in this, together. It's really great.
And you can donate by going to tilt.com and search for Fund for Fallen Chattanooga Heroes. Well, earlier today, workers set up large white tents here. The property owner says the tents will be used to protect the flags, balloons, and signs from the wind and the rain and keep people in the shade as they stop by the memorial on Lee Highway. In the next few weeks, a permanent flagpole will be built and a small permanent memorial to always remember and honor those who left us way too soon.
great thing because Chattanooga's stuck together for the last over 150 years. This town stuck together, and you can't break us.
We were actually here yesterday, and some of the things have gotten ruined because of the rain. So I absolutely think this is wonderful.
And we need to tell you that we've learned the tents will stay up for the next week. Come that time, the property owner tells us they're working to determine how to get all the memorial items to the victims' families. You, of course, can depend on us to let you know when that happens. And still to come, we'll have more on how you can pay your respects to the fallen soldier.
Now, the Lookout started a 5-game series with the Montgomery Biscuits tonight, but this evening was about more than baseball. Before the game, each name of the 5 victims was spoken to a moment of silence. Take a listen.
Lance Corporal Squire Skip Wells.
A somber mood enveloped the park as the names were read off. Each head bowed, the flag flying at half-staff. The salutes to the flag seemed to hold more meaning tonight. Meanwhile, the Biscuits did threaten in the second with a Justin O'Connor double to the left field wall. But the inning comes to a close when Patrick Leonard lines out to center fielder Shannon Wilkerson. The Looks try to get something rolling in the third with the back-to-back singles, but to no avail. However, the Looks score later in the game for a 4-1 victory.
All right, John, thanks so much. The Marine and the sailor killed in Thursday's shooting. That's coming up after your Storm Track 9 forecast. Welcome back to News Channel 9 at 11. Let's check in now with Josh Rowe, who is live on Lee Highway. Hi, Josh.
Kim, I want to show you a few things. A sign here to all the people who fight for American freedom. We love you, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I told you about this in the earlier shows, the 5 to 6. It's a T-shirt. It's a child's T-shirt. Superman, as you can see. To the superheroes. It's got their names on it. Thomas Sullivan, Gunny Sullivan, Skip Wells, Randall Smith. Y'all really are superheroes as well. And the signs I've been showing you throughout the night, our heroes. It's got all of their faces, all of the fallen service members' faces. Carson Holmquist, Thomas Sullivan, David Wyatt, Skip Wells, and Randall Smith. If you're looking for a way to help these families, a way to do that, the National Compassion Fund, there you can donate online by texting the word HOPE, HOPE, to 84465 to donate $10. Also by check, the nationalcompassionfund.org. A local funeral home has a tribute as well, a touching tribute for the victims of the Chattanooga shooting. The Heritage Funeral Home is on East Brainerd Road, set up a room of remembrance for people to pay their respects to the families of the fallen Marines and the Navy petty officer as well. Visitors can sign a book and light a memorial candle. The books will be given to the families of the fallen servicemen.
Family members of veterans have come in and they're just sharing stories about my son was in service, my daughter was in service, and so it's really been a good way for the community to start healing.
The Room of Remembrance will be open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. I'm back out live here. As I said earlier, it really is a sea of American flags, thousands of American flags out here, and most of them are not just regular flags. Most of them have messages written on them. This one is just from one family, and they have listed all of the members of their family who have served. As you can see, most of them in the Navy, a couple USMC down here as well. So obviously, not just paying tribute to the 5 service members, but also telling their stories to these families as well. Obviously, a lot of very touching tributes out here. Right now, let's go back to the studio to Kim.
On the heels of the tremendous heartache that's rocked the Chattanooga community over the last several days, we want to pause tonight and bring you a story that's certain to inspire. Watch as News Channel 9's Sarah Jennings shares this week's touching Pay It Forward.
This week's story honors a mother's undying love and the unending support for her son. Through Trina Robinson, Cameron's legacy of hope is helping families heal.
Our story unfolds inside Chattanooga Pediatrics, where we meet Crystal Franklin.
We grew up together, and I moved away in middle school, and we kind of just lost connection.
Until social media reunited her with her childhood friend, Trina Robertson.
I seen it on Facebook that her son had got sick.
Doctors diagnosed Cameron Scroggins with non-Hodgkin lymphoma in December of 2012. And Crystal, a mother now too, connected to their heartache.
I read that they had Christmas early because he wanted his family to have a big Christmas. and he passed away December the 7th, 2013.
Trina started a Facebook campaign called Cameron's Cause.
It's to help people families that's going through the same thing that she did. And they're just all around good people, and she deserves that.
We count out our pay it forward cash and send a text to Trina's coworker.
Okay, I just sent the message. We're ready. Send her in.
Okay. Heart's beating so fast.
Hi, guys.
I know you wasn't expecting me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted to tell you that you're such an inspiration to me for everything you've been through and still going through. And I know there's not a day that goes by that you don't think about Cameron and let his legacy live on. And that's your goal.
Yes, it is.
But I would just like to say, on the behalf of NewsChannel 9 and McMahon Law Firm, that I would like to pay it forward $500 to Cameron's cause.
Thank
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, thank you so much. This means so much. I can do so much for the kids with this money.
Trina wears a shirt that bears his name as she shares her son's incredible story.
He never gave up. Even on his last days, he never gave up. So he inspires me to keep going so that maybe one day we can find a cure for this horrible, horrible disease.
Sarah Jennings, News Channel 9.
And if you'd like to learn more about Cameron's Cause, just head to newschannel9.com and click on the Pay It Forward icon. And thank you for letting News Channel 9 be your choice for news. Our news continues 24 hours a day at newschannel9.com, and you can also join us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great night.